Okay, so it's 7:40 p.m., 6/17/2024, and I just wanted to come on and do a quick update on the tropics. Will be a quick live. It's 7:40, so I got a little while till I got to get ready for work. So let's play a little quick intro, and I'll be right back. All right. So, hi, Dandy. How are you? Good to see you. Yes, it's very early for me, um, but I've been following this thing down in the Gulf of Mexico for a couple of days now. So, just wanted to give a quick update on that. Won't be on here too long because I gotta get ready for work and shit. So, hope everybody's having a good day so far. Let's see, it's 80 degrees still here. It's going to be 95 tomorrow, 99 for the rest of the week. So I'm very, very happy about that. Not freezing here anymore. All right, so let's go right to some maps. Hold on, give me a second here. Um, let's do this first here. I might go over a case too. I'm not sure. So here's the United States here. We got an extreme heat wave. I would say probably from Indiana all the way up to New England. That's going to be happening between today and uh, Saturday. I would think you're probably going to get a little bit of a break here on Saturday, but this is summertime. This is typical summer weather here. It's high pressure here, and that's what's causing this here to get better organized down here in the Gulf. Uh, it's not going to be a problem, I don't think, for too many people in the United States itself, but you never know. These things are sometimes. So let's go here. I want to go. All right, so they just named this Invest One or TD1, or I don't know if it's completely a tropical depression at this point, but it's getting close. Pressure is dropping here pretty good, 999 millibars. It's 40 miles an hour, so it's technically a tropical depression status. Another couple of miles per hour. It's going to be probably a tropical storm by the end of either tonight or early tomorrow morning. So it's located, these are the coordinates, 20.5 north, 93.0 west. It just came off basically the Yucatan Peninsula. Um, and it's moving fairly slow, 7 miles an hour, northwest. So it's the movement itself is going to continue to increase. Probably the storm here. It's probably going to get better organized over time here, and it's basically you got your forecast track here. Right in here, you got by. Oops, I always do that. Let's do this one here. So 4 p.m. Monday. Here's where we are now. This was done a few hours ago. Obviously, they'll probably update this pretty soon. Storm, and then depression. So, if you live extreme southeast Texas, you might want to pay attention to this. But they have this forecast to become a storm by tomorrow. So it's going to take a quick left here. So it's got obviously something prohibiting this from going north, due north. So let's go to some maps here. Actually, let's do this here. So these are the advisories here. If there's any, there's basically a tropical storm advisory up and down, the lower 2/3 of Texas on the southeast cut. Because this here, some of the winds and rain will probably, this is a big storm. So it's, going to pound the coastline here. So it's telling you that here. Don't focus on the track of the system. A lot of rainfall, coastal flooding. It's not hard to do in Texas over there. So here's your flash flooding data here. Especially right in the Corpus Christi area. That seems to be where they're focusing on most of the rainfall here. Because it's gonna be a big storm. All right, so let's check out some maps here. The visible is not going to be available, so I'll just do the geo color here. So you can see here, there's definitely some rotation starting here, especially down right. Probably center of circulation is probably, if there's a center right in about here somewhere. But I'll check that even further with the water vapor. But you can definitely see some spiraling here to the north. And what I want to do here is go back. Hope everybody's not. Yeah, this is going to be probably a tropical storm by the time it gets to, especially the most southern tip of Texas. But these forecast changes can, the tracks can change. I'll do that in a second here. I don't think it's going to push too much north as far as the center. I want to check the water vapor here. So this is the water vapor in the upper atmosphere here. And you can see from the water vapor, it doesn't look like much here, but you're starting to see some right in here. Hold on a second. Put the longitude and latitude up here. So right about in here, if there's any type of circulation, it's right in this general area here. And you can see some of these outer bands starting to get massive dry air here to the west of this here. And we'll see if that comes into play later this week here, this dry air. But this is going to be, when this gets its act going here, it's going to be a massive storm. It's going to be, it's the thing with tropical storms, they're not as compact as a hurricane is. So they, these winds and these rain bands here are going to outstretch. You can see, some of the outer bands already starting to make their way to, the southern tip of Florida here. It's not completely contributed to this here, but the outflow is definitely large. So let's go down a level here. Hope everybody's well. So right in there. So I just dropped down a little bit on the water vapor here. So this is taking a snapshot and a video of exactly what's in the air as far as moisture and water, the vapor itself. So this is usually my go-to when I track these storms. Here's this water vapor. So right in there, you can basically see a little bit of a circulation starting to get going here. And I wouldn't be surprised if they fly into this at some point when it starts pushing a little bit more north here to get, if they haven't already. Um, all right, so what I want to do here is, yeah, you guys are going through a dry spell over there too. You're in Colorado. Yeah, it got dry here too. I mean, it rains these days here, but the rain really doesn't do a lot. Uh, I've been noticing that. I mowed the lawn 3 times this year already, and I don't think I'm going to mow it again for a while because it looks like it's dead already. It's good to see you, Dandy, though. All right, so let's go. I want to check out some other stuff here. Give me a second. I want to check out. I've had my coffee, so that's the good news. All right, let me share this here. It is tropical season, so uh, check out the. So here's the basically the sea surface temperatures here throughout the basically the entire Atlantic here, and you have the Gulf of Mexico over in here. So right now, there's the Yucatan Peninsula right here. There's the Gulf of Mexico. There's Florida. This is the east coast of the United States. This is Africa here. And you can see, you know, some of these temperatures here, especially where this system is, it's definitely got enough fuel. The temperatures here are ripe for development here. Once it gets out into this less orange area here, it's there's probably some sort of a ridge here that's prohibiting this from going left. I mean, right, sorry. But let's check out the anomalies here. This is going to be over here. So this is the same map, sea surface temperatures here. So this is down, I don't know, probably about a mile, I would think, sea surface temperature. So you're seeing above normal here by 2. Over in here, obviously, it's not warm at all. It's 0, so that's normal here for this time of the year. The coast of Africa. This is Cape Verde Islands here. So it's you're very rarely gonna see anything happen over in this area here this time of the year. Usually on the coast here, if you got fronts that come off the coast here of the United States, usually they can get some circulation going because of the ridge of high pressure that's over here in the Atlantic. But right in here, you see 2, so that's above normal here. So it's got fuel to develop a little bit. I don't think it's got time to become a major player here, but you never know. So what I want to do is go here. Get a storm track here. I don't think they have the latest yet. So this is basically a few hours ago here. This is the storm track for this storm here. And I think this is 128 hours or so. Let's see if I can rock this here. So this is the storm track from earlier today, and they have this kind of starting out here and kind of either just sitting around here for a little while, But I think what's going to happen is it's going to come in here and basically be, a system, especially the circulation, basically in the northern tip of Mexico here, and then some of it, especially the eastern side, will be pummeling the lower half of Texas here, especially the southeast, pretty bad. So, get ready for some rain. Hey, Audrey Abbott, how are you? Karen Lee, what's up? Just going over. No, it's over in the Gulf. You guys are safe. Um, it is. It started June, first week of June, and then it goes all the way through November. Um, but it's good to see Karen Lee here. Hey, Kurosuma, how are you? Central, everybody needs a little bit of water here in the United States. But sometimes you got to be careful what you ask for. You might get it. Hi, Audrey, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, it's going to get hot here too. I can't wait. It's been frigidly cold here for the last week or so. I've never seen it colder here in June in New England, but it's going to change pretty good tomorrow. And I can't freaking wait. All right, so what else did I want to do? So let's go back to, let's get out of here. So this is the United States. This is what everybody's going through right here. They're getting some rain up in here. We had a flood watch up in Michigan. But this is what's going on here. This is why. Here's your low pressure here. And this is all high pressure. This is the problem, right? You got a very, very huge high dome of high pressure here. And it's causing a lot of heat and dry air. But this is only going to last a few days here. Once this pushes east, you'll see this this storm might get sucked up into here and get some rain for Texas, Arizona. I mean, not Arizona. I'm sorry, Arkansas, Louisiana, even Florida, parts of Florida. But this might get caught up in here once this high pressure drifts off this way here to the east. So you might be talking rain over the weekend. What else here? What did I want to do? Here's your 3-day forecast here. So here's your high pressure here today, and then day 3, still high pressure here, but it seems to start to move a little bit. And they have this forecast as Tropical Storm 1 here by Wednesday. So you're talking a tremendous amount of rain here in southeastern Texas. I mean, they're going to get pummeled again. What else? I do want to do... I don't think I'm going to get a visible. I think it's too late for a visible. Or maybe not. All right, so there's a visible satellite here, and you can see it's getting dark now down here. So it's so here's the Yucatan Peninsula here. This is the bay here, and this is the very southeastern part of Texas here. But you're going to see this drift off this way here and then take a quick left. But when that happens, this is going to be a massive storm. So some of these outer bands are going to be way up all up and down the coastline here. And uh, it seems like it's going to meander here for a while before it heads off. So that's going to cause a lot of just a tremendous amount of water here. And then looking out into the Atlantic, there's really not a lot going on. Hold on. All right, so let's go here. So this is the current lightning strike intensity here. Well, normally when these systems get going, you have your circulation here, and these lightning strikes are going to start. You can see this outer band here starting to form right here, and then over in here, and then you can see these outer bands here, the outflow here, really starting to pick up, even over here into. I mean, this is going to be a big storm, so you know, I wouldn't be surprised if some of this moisture gets up into. Let's see if I can't do that. No. From the visible, you can definitely see it's just out of the picture just a little bit, but you can see this outflow here starting to really get wrapped into this system here. And I would not be, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these outer bands just really push a lot of water up into the seacoast here in the Gulf. But we'll see. You never know with these storms. Tropical storms sometimes are worse than hurricanes because they're not as compact as hurricanes are. So they spread out more. And just when you think you're out of the woods, you can get pummeled by some of these rain bands here that drop a lot of water in a short period of time, and that could be a problem, especially for places that are already under sea level, below sea level here. So I do want to do one more. Yeah, you can definitely see this is getting better organized for sure. So I wouldn't doubt. I wouldn't doubt if this. I don't know, 60-mile-per-hour winds probably in the center, but by the time it reaches here, 60, maybe 70, just short of hurricane status. But we'll see. Definitely not going to be good. So if you live in southern Texas, I'd say all the way up, up the coast in Texas, I think you're probably going to get a lot of water. I don't think the wind damage is going to be too bad. I don't think you're going to get a lot of surge, but the water itself, especially this time of the year, you get that much water. Like I said, in a short period of time, it can cause a lot of flooding problems, especially in southeastern Texas. So let's see if I can get. So this is going to be the wind speed probabilities, you're talking about this is a big storm here. This, all the way out to, not as far as the wind speeds, but, just the scope and size of the system is going to be, it's going to take up a good quarter of the Gulf. And this is through, June 22nd here. So peak surge. So they got 1 to 3 foot. The surge isn't going to be really that big of a problem, especially up in Texas. But the amount of water that these rain bands just keep feeding over from the east to west here is just going to be a problem. But the surge itself probably shouldn't be too much. They're going to give you storm surge. A combination of storm surge and tide will cause normal dry areas near the coast to be flooded by rising waters. So this is kind of like a guesstimate of some of the waves, 2 to 4 foot waves in Sargent, Texas, Galveston Bay, 2 to 4 feet. Rio Grande, 1 to 3 feet. So these aren't astronomical here, but combined with the water itself, from the rain, you could see a problem. And I think I did this already, but the flash flooding here, at least 40% flash flooding here. So it's not going to be a huge storm, but it's definitely something to watch out for. Then of course you have to worry about tornadoes spawning up. That'll be another problem, especially if it sits there for a while. All right, so I did want to do a case update here really quick. I should put up my, since I'm here. I want to do this press conference here from Jackson. Give me a second. I'm going to put this up. Sorry if this is boring for you guys, but I cover true crime, but I also cover the tropics. I've been doing it for 30 years or so, 40 years. So I do like to keep people posted on what's going on with the tropics. But let me share. Hold on a second, because we're going to be going over a little bit of true crime here. So let me put this up. Criminal cases, violent crimes. So if you don't like this stuff, it's not for you. I want to play this because I've been following this case for a while here, past couple of days. Give me a second here while I share this. This is the press conference. So this is all about the Larange unalivings, the abduction suspects, and all of that stuff here. And this is the press conference. This was done 5 hours ago. And since I'm here on a live, I might as well do this too. So let me get rid of this. Whoops. All right. I don't know if anybody's heard about this, but this is pretty gruesome here. This is just another one of those crazy people doing crazy things, and unfortunately somebody had to be unalive for it. So this is coming from Jackson. I think this is Mississippi here. So the Jackson Police Department is hosting a press conference at the Police Training Academy with update on arrests of Daniel Callahan and Victor. They've arrested 2 people so far. And this is their press conference.
I have 3 things I want to talk about today. The first one is going to be a case involving this family behind me, this wonderful family that I've met with before. We want to bring attention to that missing person that is from their family, and it's concerning to me because he's been missing since June 13th of 2022. This is a part of my Stand With Me campaign where I meet with families and I stand with them as they try to get a resolution.
See, that's the reason why what Dandy says here is absolutely true. when it comes, but going back to the tropics for a couple seconds, when it comes to these systems here, I wish they would just get rid of the Saffir-Simpson scale to be together altogether, because a lot of people will see, it's a number system, right? You go 1 to 5, 5 being the worst, 1 being the least. But I've seen tropical storms. I think it was Harvey a few years ago down in Texas. It was a minimal tropical storm, but it caused a tremendous amount of flooding because it just stayed there for like 3 days, and people didn't think anything of it because it was just a tropical storm. But most people in tropical systems like that are unalived because of water, the amount of water. Winds and stuff are, they can unalive people too, but extreme flooding, it's really hard to run away from water because it happens so quickly. Same thing with Hurricane Sandy over here in New York. I mean, there's just a ton of water, and there's really not a lot you can do.
And some closure to their family. Their loved one, Donald Hewitt, went missing in the area of 5000 Ridgewood Road here in Jackson at an apartment complex. He has not been seen from or heard from.
Sorry about the sound. I'm up potted here. So I got the, subtitles here.
Since we are soliciting help from the public to find out what happened to him. We know that people do not just disappear off the face of the earth. Somebody knows something. If you want to be anonymous, you can contact us at Crime Stoppers 601-355-TIPS, 601-355-TIPS, or contact the Jackson Police Department at 601-960-1234. This family deserves closure. They want to know what happened to their loved one. They deserve to know what happened to their loved one. Ms. Vaughn brought to my attention, I met with her probably over a month ago. We have not been able to bring her the closure that she deserves and this family behind me deserves. So please, if you have any information, please contact us. This could be your family. This could be your family next. A threat to her family is a threat to all of our family. At this time, I will let her speak. Again, thank you, and please help us bring some closure to this family. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I just want to say whatever information that you have out there, please share it with the Jackson Police Department. It's like
I apologize for the sound. Um, there's just nothing I can do about it. You would think that, by this day and time in our history as a human being race, they would have better acoustics than this here, but they just never do. Press conferences are always the worst audio you can find. And, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5 mics going on here.
Chief Wade said, my son just didn't walk away. But as you can see, he is loved. I love and I miss my son. So whatever you can do, I plead with you. But I also want to thank Chief Wade. There's a new detective on this case, and I'm going to shout her out, Detective Archie.
Yes.
She has done more on this case in 24 hours than anybody has done. So I want to shout her out today. But I also just plead with you as a mother who loves and misses her son. Please help. Please help find my son. Thank you.
Okay.
I just want to say that unresolved cases such as this one pose a threat to our community because we have a potential, who knows what, kidnapper, murderer roaming loose in amongst the community. And if his mother cannot sleep at night, there is no way that anyone involved in this should be able to sleep at night. And that's all I have to say.
As you can see, he is loved.
All right, let me get
I
out of this
love
one
and I
here.
miss
Hold on a
my
second.
son.
play this one here. I know it's awful. This is just terrible stuff. I've been following this for a couple of days. It's just I almost did something on this Sunday morning when I did my live, but I wanted to focus on the Florida stuff. There's just too many cases going on right now. It's hard to keep up with everything. But so this might be a little loud now because this is coming from a news agency here.
Well, Louisiana News at 5 begins with breaking news.
My brother's been in and out of boys' homes because of his actions. It's like he's always been deceitful. He's always been a manipulator.
Tonight, the sister of the man at the center of the Tangipahoa double murder case is speaking out about Daniel Callahan. He's accused of killing a mother, kidnapping her young daughters, and killing one of them. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Cherise Gibson. Today, there have been several new developments in the case that started last week in Laurentier and led to arrest in Jackson, Mississippi. Tonight, we now know the mother, Callie Brunette, and how she died. The Tangipahoa coroner says she suffered multiple sharp force injuries, describing
Just an absolutely, this is triggering for sure. Just a brutal attack. This is just, it's heartbreaking. It just really is. It just,
stab wounds to her head, neck, chest, and back. The main suspect, Daniel Callahan, is still in federal custody, so we're still awaiting his court appearance. His alleged accomplice, Victoria Cox, is charged with capital murder. We have more coming up from Callahan's sister, but first we have some new information as the woman arrested in the case makes her first court appearance in Jackson, Mississippi. Mike McDaniel joining us now live from Jackson this evening with what happened in court and some new information.
I mean, what is freaking wrong with people? God.
Mike from the police chief.
Yeah, hey there, Cherise. This all happened about 2 hours ago. Victoria Cox went before a judge emotional at times, answering some of his questions. She was read her rights as a defendant and then appointed a public defender. Now, she claims she had nothing to do with these crimes, pointing the finger at Callahan, but the police chief believes otherwise.
Thank you, Dandy. I appreciate that. I saw you guys last night on Southern Gals Live. Southern Gal had a great live last night. Unfortunately, I was driving, so I couldn't text a lot. But if I missed saying hi to anybody, I apologize.
Wearing a dark brown jumpsuit with shackles around her feet and hands, 32-year-old Victoria Cox listened as a judge formally read the charges against her. Cox, along with 36-year-old Daniel Callahan, who wasn't in court Monday, are both charged with capital murder and sexual battery in connection with the death of 3-year-old Aaron Brunette from Tangipahoa Parish.
It is very heinous and horrific and sickening what they did last week.
A search for the girl and her 6-year-old sister started Thursday. That morning, their mother, 35-year-old Callie Brunette, who had dated Callahan, was found dead in her Laurentier home. Her car and 2 young daughters were missing.
My question is, how and why did you come to Jackson, Mississippi?
After being arrested, Jackson Police Chief Joseph Wade says Callahan led officers to the 2 young girls in a wooded area in South Jackson. The 6-year-old was injured. The 3-year-old.
It's just when it comes to kids, man, sometimes I just can't handle it. You almost don't want to cover this stuff because it's just, 3-year-old. Why? Just a lot of hate, a lot of anger, a lot of people with mental issues. It sucks.
Was dead.
I did not see any gunshot wounds or anything like that, so it appeared possibly suffocation, but there's yet to be determined.
In court Monday, Cox, who has 3 young children of her own, pointed the finger at Callahan. She claimed she had no knowledge of what happened and said the last time she saw the girls, they were alive.
I did.
Friday, Callahan admitted to killing the younger girl, but gave no reason why.
He's not denying anything.
Well, wait till he gets a lawyer. He'll recant his statement. I guarantee you he'll recant his statement, and there'll be a lengthy trial for absolutely no freaking reason.
Has implicated the young lady that we charged as well. We feel we have a very strong case as we move forward against both of them in this particular matter.
Callahan and Cox, who are both from the Tangipahoa Parish area, also face federal and state charges back in Louisiana.
But I think if there's a case that would definitely rise to the level of the death penalty, this should be it.
The chief says there are still more questions.
There won't be. I mean, it's good to talk about the DP. It's good to, I mean, it's almost a non-existent thing anymore. You see people get, tried for capital unaliving, but you never see it happen. You wish, but
Than answers, but knows having Callahan and Cox behind bars is the safest thing.
it's just sad. It's just absolutely horrible. These poor people, are going to have to live with this for the rest of their life. And if there's a trial, that's going to be even worse.
Now, Callahan was set to have his initial court appearance today as well, but the judge told us he was still meeting with the FBI, so that didn't happen. Cox was given no bond on that capital murder charge and a $500,000 bond on the sexual battery charge. Now, when it comes to extradition, talks are being hammered out right now between the district attorneys back in Louisiana, as well as here in Mississippi, and also including the U.S. attorney. So that is yet to be determined.
People ask me all the time, why do I do this shit? Especially people that don't follow true crime, why do you like to talk about unalive people all the time? It's gruesome. It's sick. It is. It's very sick. It's very gruesome. Some of these cases are really hard to, follow, especially when it comes to kids. The Harmony Montgomery case, some of the cases that don't get solved. It's just, you literally just want to bash these people in the face. Sorry for saying that, but that's how I feel.
Live in downtown Jackson, Mike McDaniel, WWL, Louisiana.
Mike, thank you. And Daniel Callahan's sister is speaking out tonight about her brother calling him a master manipulator. We spoke with Dixie Hemphill at length about her brother, the murder of Callie Brunette, and her daughter, and warnings to police that she says were ignored. Hemphill also talked about Callahan's confession on live TV.
I'm so angry at him. Where was the remorse? I will keep saying this. Where was the remorse in his interview? Where did y'all see remorse at? Did you see any remorse?
There's no remorse. The guy's an animal. He's in, like Mr. Steve says, the guy's an absolute animal. It's worse because even animals don't do shit like this. I mean, this guy's just a piece of dog shit.
Remorse, or did you only see excuses? That's what his play is. That's what he does when he gets caught.
We'll have more of Dixie Hemphill's interview that's coming up at 6. Now, during that confession that she's talking about, Friday, Callahan told reporters he was sober when he committed the murder of young Aaron.
This guy reminds me a little of Charlie Manson here. Same kind of demeanor.
Brunette. He also claims he was recently on the antidepressant medication Lexapro. Now, over the weekend, we spoke to legal analysts who say he could have been genuine.
Honestly, Dandy, that's the only reason why I do this. I don't have any investigative skills. I'm not a cop. I don't, thank God I'm not a cop, but somebody has to look out for the victims, man, because they're going to need it. They're going to need, especially the victims' families, because they'll never, ever, ever, ever forget this.
His admission, but he could also have been creating the groundwork for an insanity defense. We asked an addiction specialist his thoughts on Callahan's claims.
It may have been a manipulation. It may have been an actual valid thing that he thought to be valid. It may have been any one of a number of different things. It may have been, showing off.
Tonight at 10, you'll hear from more from Dr. Roy about the medication Lexapro and his take on the Callahan murder case. And we will have continuing coverage of this.
Yeah, I already see this coming. It's going to be one of these insanity things. I guarantee like 80% he'll recant his confession for sure. They do. Everybody does it. And the judge will probably grant it because he probably didn't have a lawyer at the time. So it's just sad. It just sucks.
Investigation with the potential for federal charges as well as state charges in both Louisiana and Mississippi.
Like the guy there, Chad Doorman, who was, literally sitting on the steps with the weapon, and he confessed like 3 or 4 different times, and then all of a sudden now it's not really a confession. Everybody knows he did it.
My brother's been in and out of boys' homes because of his actions. It's like he's always been deceitful. He's always been a manipulator.
A troubled past and warnings to police that were ignored. The sister of a man accused of killing a Laranja mother and daughter is giving more insight tonight as we continue to learn more about the tragedy. Good evening, I'm Sharice Gibson. Today, the Tangipahoa Parish coroner said Callie Burnett died of multiple sharp force injuries. Her death led to last week's manhunt that ended in Jackson, Mississippi, where her 4-year-old daughter was also found dead. Now, we learned today that the FBI has taken over this investigation.
4, I thought she was 3. I mean, it doesn't make any difference, but
And authorities say this was not the suspect. Daniel Callahan's first run-in with law enforcement. Paul Murphy spoke with his sister who called her brother a master manipulator.
Dixie Hemphill is Daniel Callahan's younger sister. Callahan is accused of killing Callie Burnett in Louisiana and abducting her 2 children. Authorities say he killed Burnett's 3-year-old daughter. Authorities say he killed Burnett's 3-year-old daughter in Mississippi.
I mean, this is just really freaking sad. Ugh.
Mississippi while on the run.
My brother's been in and out of boys' homes because of his actions. It's like he's always been deceitful. He's always been a manipulator.
Hemphill says Callahan's master manipulation skills were on display Friday when he confessed to the crimes on live TV.
I want to say I was sober and only on Lexapro and off Lexapro, and I'm also diagnosed.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Sorry for the French. Oh, you guys just make me very, very angry.
Borderline with multiple personality disorder.
I'm so angry at him. Where was the remorse? I will keep saying this. Where was the remorse in his interview? Where did y'all see remorse at? Did you see any remorse or did you only see excuses? That's what his play is. That's what he does when he gets caught.
And she says she's heard those excuses before.
I've heard him talk about the ways he can get away with stuff. So is my other sister. We've heard, other people has. We've heard his mastermind plans, how medicine has a side effect that you can blame it on to get away with stuff.
Hemphill claims her brother admitted to molesting a minor and possibly taking part in the murder of a missing Mississippi man, and that she tried to warn Mississippi authorities about her brother's erratic behavior, but her warnings were ignored.
I contacted judges to try to get him in a mental home. I begged aldermen. I begged all kinds of people to help me put him at least in a...
My opinion, it's just an ongoing battle of people just ignoring mental health issues, man. You gotta put a little bit more money on this stuff. You gotta try to figure this out because you know, people truly have mental health issues, and to just let them walk through society sometimes is. Oh, you're welcome, Dandy. These things really hurt. You know, especially when it comes to kids or people who can't defend themselves. I mean, no one aliving is good, but yeah, I don't want to sound like but it really bothers me, man.
Mental home.
According to authorities, Burnett had an on-again, off-again relationship with Callahan. Hemphill said another family member told her Callahan was living in a tent on Burnett's property and that he likely killed her after she asked him to leave.
I think he was planning to do it. He plans and he plots. He's good at this. That's why I say he's a mastermind.
Hemphill confirmed her brother was molested as a child and addicted to drugs.
Did your brother do meth?
Absolutely.
Did that change his behavior?
The thing is, as long as Daniel had meth, as long as he had drugs, he was okay. Without them, he is not okay.
Hemphill says even though Daniel Callahan is her brother,
that's going to be, I'm telling you, man, that's going to be the strategy.
if he did what he's now accused of doing, he should pay a heavy price.
I don't think he should die. You know why I think he shouldn't die? It ain't that I don't think he doesn't deserve. I think he should rot in prison. I think he should literally get what he's been asking for. He shouldn't be able to ever hurt another human life, not a grown.
Well, that's one of the reasons why, I mean, I have no problem with the death penalty if it's done quickly and if it's done. But when there's a DP case, these cases can go on for years, decades. And you know who suffers with that? The family of the victims, man. It's just...
Not a child, not nobody, because he will.
In Boca Chica, Mississippi, Paul Murphy, WWL, Louisiana.
Hemphill told us Callahan has been in and out of various institutions and was recently kicked out of a facility on the North Shore. Meanwhile, the woman arrested with Callahan made her initial court appearance. Mike McDaniel has more from Jackson.
Victoria Cox was emotional.
I agree, man. They just come up with every freaking excuse possibly known to mankind to justify their this just
At times when
there should in cases like this here, I keep saying there should be a fast track. The guy already confessed. Everybody on the fucking planet knows he did this. I don't care what the excuse was. I don't care why. Fast track right to the chair, man.
Answering questions from the judge. She was read her rights as a defendant and then appointed a public defender. She says she has nothing to do with this crime, but the Jackson...
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. It's over. You're done. Goodbye. See ya.
The police chief says otherwise. Wearing a dark brown jumpsuit with shackles around her feet and hands, 32-year-old Victoria Cox listened as a judge formally read the charges against her. Cox, along with 36-year-old Daniel Callahan, who wasn't in court Monday, are both charged with capital murder and sexual battery in connection with the death of 3-year-old Aaron Brunette from Tangipahoa Parish.
But it's very heinous and horrific and sickening what they did last week.
A search for the girl and her 6-year-old sister started Thursday. That morning, their mother, 35-year-old Callie Brunette, who had dated Callahan, was found dead in her Laranja home. Her car and 2 young daughters were missing.
My question is, how and why did you come to Jackson, Mississippi?
After being arrested, Jackson Police Chief Joseph Wade says Callahan led officers to the 2 young girls in a wooded area in South Jackson. The 6-year-old was injured. The 3-year-old was dead.
I did not see any gun.
This is going to be triggering for me, but I would literally pay like a pay-per-view price to see some of these guys get what they deserve.
Gunshot wounds or anything like that, so it appeared possibly suffocation, but there's yet to be determined.
In court Monday, Cox, who has 3 young children of her own, pointed the finger at Callahan. She claimed she had no knowledge of what happened and said the last time she saw the girls, they were alive.
I did.
She's gonna get a deal to get this guy convicted. That's usually how these things go. They make a deal to get her testimony in court. I keep going back to the Harmony Montgomery case. That's what they got to do to get a conviction. And it's just ridiculous because everybody knows this guy did it.
Friday, Callahan admitted to killing the younger girl, but gave no reason why.
He's not denying anything. He has implicated.
Wait till he gets a lawyer. He's going to be denying.
The young lady that we charged as well. We feel we have a very strong case as we move forward against both of them in this particular matter.
Callahan and Cox, who are both from the Tangipahoa Parish area, also face federal and state charges back in Louisiana.
But I think if there's a case that would definitely rise to the level of the death penalty, this should be it.
The chief says...
Agreed. Absolutely agreed.
There are still more questions than answers, but knows having Callahan and Cox behind bars is the safest thing. Callahan was set to have his initial court appearance today as well, but the judge said Callahan was still meeting with the FBI, so that didn't happen. The judge gave Cox a $500,000 bond on the sexual battery charge and no bond on the capital murder charge. Extradition talks are still being hammered out between the district attorney in Louisiana as well as the one here in Mississippi, and also including the U.S. attorney. Reporting from downtown Jackson, Mike McDaniel, WWL Louisiana.
And again, one new piece of information we learned today is that Callie Brunette died of multiple sharp force injuries. That was released by the coroner this morning. Amelia.
Oh, God. Ugh. Just annoying.
Strahan continues our coverage with what led us to where we are today.
Tangipahoa Parish Coroner Dr. Rick Foster says the 35-year-old Callie Brunette was found dead with multiple sharp force injuries, including stab wounds to her head, neck, back, chest, and abdomen.
Triggering.
Foster says that there also appeared to be defense wounds on her arms. On Thursday morning, Brunette's father came to her home in Loranger after not hearing from her for several days. He found his daughter dead, her two children, 6-year-old Jaylee and 3-year-old Aaron, missing. Hours later, local and federal law enforcement arrested 36-year-old Daniel Callahan in Jackson, Mississippi.
Unbelievable.
And found Aaron dead in a wooded area nearby. Jaylee was found alive. On Friday, Daniel Callahan unexpectedly admitted to WWL Louisiana to killing Aaron, claiming to suffer from a personality disorder.
I had no reason for what I did. All I know is I want to say I was sober and only on Lexapro and off Lexapro, and I'm also diagnosed borderline mental.
Thank you, Dandy. Again, I really appreciate that. Dandy Lioness is an amazing person.
Multiple personality disorder.
According to the Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office, Callahan wasn't acting alone. 32-year-old Victoria Cox was identified as an accomplice.
She is from the Tangipahoa Parish area. The relationship there, I believe that she and Callahan have been intimately involved recently.
Callahan and Cox were both booked on sexual battery and capital murder. Reporting from Tangipahoa Parish, Amelia Strahan, WWL, Louisiana.
There will be more press conferences from officials scheduled in the coming days, and as new details continue to emerge in this tragedy, we want to keep you updated. You can follow us on air, online, and on our social.
All right, well, that's the end of that. Just wanted to give an update on the Tropics and go over that case a little bit. It's just absolutely horrible to cover these things, but you know, you got to do it. Whatever, you know, it's just sad. All right, so I'm going to get out of here. Thank you, Dandy, for coming in. I really appreciate it. You're awesome. Just wanted to give an update on the Tropics too. I'll be covering that all year as well. I should have another channel for that, but right now I don't. Thank you, Kasuma. Thank you for coming. Probably just butchered that name. Sorry. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, Audrey Abbott. It was great to see you again. Audrey's great too. Karen Lee was in here. Thank you, Karen. You're awesome. Karen Lee is great too. I'm going to get out of here. Going to get ready for work. Everybody have a great night. Stay safe. I'll try to update. Yeah, it's too peoply here. I agree. Hi, Barbara. Nice to see you. Sorry, I'm going to be getting out of here, but Barbara Hall, Miss Barbara Hall's awesome. She's a great person. She needs answers too. But I'll be back. I'll be back on if there's any updates on the Tropics and any other cases that are going on. But I just wanted to cover this one too because it's just absolutely freaking sickening. This person needs to get away from life. Period. All right, I'm going to play my outro and get out of here. You guys are all awesome. Stay safe. Thank you, Audrey. Everybody have a good night.